Now, let's take this three-dimensional cube and project it, carry it through a fourth physical dimension. Not that way, not that way, not that way, but at right angles to those three directions. I can't show you what direction that is, but imagine that there is a fourth physical dimension. In that case, we would generate a four-dimensional hypercube, which is also called a tesseract. I cannot show you a tesseract because I and you are trapped in three dimensions. But what I can show you is the shadow in three dimensions of a four-dimensional hypercube or tesseract. This is it. And you can see it's two nested cubes, all the vertices connected by lines. And now the real tesseract in four dimensions would have all the lines of equal length and all the angles right angles. That's not what we see here, but that's the penalty of projection. So you see, while we cannot imagine the world of four dimensions, we can certainly think about it perfectly well.
But what scientists like Greg are proposing is that there can be extra, hidden, unseen dimensions. It sounds ridiculous, and it is impossible to picture.
And now we teach our undergraduates how to manipulate n-dimensional spaces and to think about vectors in n-dimensional spaces. And they get used to the fact they can't quite imagine. What you do is you imagine three of them and say, you wave your hand a little bit and say, more of the same.
Yeah.
And
while we cannot imagine the world of four dimensions,
and it is impossible to picture.
But it's easy to do something. Say you're a psychologist looking at personality, and you say there are 15 dimensions of personality, and you could think of them as being 15 dimensions in space.
Yeah.
And anybody can see that you can imagine moving along any one of those dimensions, with respect to the others, and you don't actually have to visualize 15-dimensional space.
No. And you give up that demand, and you realize,
yes,
I can live without that. It would be nice if I could do that, but hey, I can't see bacteria with the naked eye either. I can live without that. But
well, the perfect example of that is just dimensions beyond three, because we can't visualize a fourth dimension or a fifth, but it's trivial to represent it mathematically.
but at right angles to those three directions. I can't show you what direction that is.